Hello guys, in this class we're going to demonstrate how to configure enhanced interior gateway routing protocol, which is popularly known as EIGRP. Okay, so we learned in our previous class that EIGRP is a Cisco proprietary, right? And it's a advanced distance vector routing protocol. Okay, so let's do it practically. And in this class I will need two routers. So this is my router 1, router 2. So I will need two routers connected to two LAN network. So I'll need a switch on this side and a switch on this side, right? And each LAN should have a host device. So I'll have a computer on this side, another computer on this side, right? So what I'll do basically is to connect these devices. And guys, suppose you have not watched the first class on EIGRP, kindly refer back to the previous class. I will leave a link on the description part. Kindly watch that class. It's very important for this, right? Okay, and suppose you have not subscribed, do us that favor guys, support our channel. Thank you. And now let me connect the devices. This one goes this way. I'll just choose automatic cable connection. We will learn how to configure EIGRP practically. Remember in the previous class I showed you how to do it theoretically, and now let's do it practically. It's very important protocol. It's a Cisco proprietary, meaning the only routers that will have to run EIGRP are Cisco routers. So guys, let's start. The first thing that I'll do is to include the networks, right? So let's say in between I want to have 10.10.1.0/30, okay? Because there are only two interfaces that we want to assign IP addresses. So, and on this network, let's say 192.168. Let's say 2.0/24. And here let's say 192.168.1.0/24. and now guys, we are good to go. What I'll do is to make this diagram look beautiful. I like making the diagrams look very beautiful, so I'll just click here. I'll select color. Let me today use yellow, so I'll use yellow on this network. And on the other LAN I'll use green. Yellow and green, I think they'll go very good. So it's done. So it's done guys. What I'll do next is to turn on the router's interfaces. Okay, by default the router's port are in shutdown state, so it's upon us to turn them on. So this one is gig 00 and this one is gig 01. So I'll click on the router, come to CLI, and you receive this information and just say no. Now let's start configuring. Enable config T, and now interface range, we want to turn on the gig 0/021. Which command we use to turn them on is no shutdown. No shutdown. And you do right. As you can see, this one has turned green. This one has not turned green because on this side it's in shutdown state. So let us turn it on first. No. Enable config T. Interface range gig 0/0/2/1. No shutdown. Hit enter. Do right. It's done. And guys, as you can see, they are green. Okay, meaning we can communicate. They are in up state, right? So the next step that I'll do is to assign IP address to those devices and the router's interfaces. Okay. Alright, so let me start with this router. It's step by step, guys, and a pretty much simple step. Click on this router, exit, and now interface gig. Let's start with the which interface. This one, gig 00, should have which IP address to this network. Okay, so say gig 00, then IP address 10.10.1.1. okay, the first valid host ID. Then subnet mask could be 255.255.255.252, because the slash notation of 30 basically is equivalent to decimal of 255.255.252, and you hit enter and you do right. Let's go to the other interface, which is gig 01, interface gig 01, then IP address 192.168.1.1, the first valid host ID, this one. This interface should take an IP address in this network. Okay, subnet mask of 255.255.255.0. okay, very simple, and you do right. Okay, very simple, guys. And now let's go to this router here. So click on the router, exit, interface gig 0/0, okay, should take which IP address? This one in this network, which is .2, IP address 10.10.1.2, subnet mask of 255.255.255.252, hit enter and you do right. And now we go to the other interface, which is this one, and it should take an IP address in this network, and it should be exit gig 1, IP address 192.168.2.1, the first valid host ID, subnet mask of 255.255.255.252. Very simple. Sorry guys, we've made an error. The subnet mask was /24. /24 is here should be .0, so I'll have to change it .0. okay, and you do alright. So let me just confirm. Do show start. Let me just confirm if it has changed successfully. Okay, it has changed successfully. Right. So the next step that I'll do is to assign IP address to to assign IP addresses to the host devices. I'll click on PC0 first. Come to desktop, IP configuration, then you come to static 192.168.1.2. okay, .1.2. okay, then the default gateway should be the IP address of the router's interface that is connecting that LAN, this one. Okay, very simple, guys. So I'll just say 192.168.1.1, and I'll try to ping this gateway if it's successful. So ping, good, it's successful. So I'll go to the other computer and do the same. So here is 192.168.2.2, and now default gateway should be 192.168. 2.1, the IP address of the router's interface that is connecting that LAN, this one, right? Default gateway. So let me try to ping it. Ping 192.168.2.1. Successful, guys. So we'll go ahead to configure EIGRP. And guys, basically we said in the previous class, to configure EIGRP, we have two ways. The first way is pretty much simple, just like RIP. Okay, so let me include it. The first way, the first command that you include is to make the router aware that it's using EIGRP protocol, and with which autonomous system number. You can include any autonomous system number that you like, but you must make sure that that autonomous system number in this router should be the same as the autonomous system number in this router. So in this case, let me just say 10. Okay, so this is the first command when you're configuring EIGRP, right? And now the second command is to advertise the networks the way we did in RIP. So how do we advertise the network? This router here is connected to which network? This one and this one. We advertise the direct connected networks. So 192.168.1.0, just like that. And again, another network that you want to advertise is this one, network 10.10.1.0. Pretty much simple, guys. And now also in this router, you come and say router EIGRP autonomous system number of 10, just like in this case, don't forget. And now which network do you want to advertise? This one and this one. So we say network 192.168.2.0, just like that. Another one, network 10.10.1.0. Pretty much simple, guys. We are done configuring EIGRP in these routers. Now this computer here will be able to communicate with this computer after we have put this information inside this router. So before we do that, let's try to communicate. There will be no communication. Why? There is no configured routing protocol that will enable the communication. So I'll try to ping this computer, which is 2.2. So it's ping 192.168.2.2. There will be no communication, right? Because we have not configured routing protocol. As you can see, reply this one, destination, host, and reachable, and 4 packets sent, 0 received, 4 lost, 100% loss. Very absurd. So let's avoid that scenario and configure routing protocol, which is in this case is EIGRP. I'll go to this router and I just say exit. And now let's start. Which command? The first command, router EIGRP, then autonomous system number 10. Hit enter. Pretty much simple. As you can see, it has changed. The default was configure. Now it has changed to config router. Okay, let's go ahead. Now after making the router that it's using EIGRP protocol with autonomous system number of 10, now let's advertise the network. What do we do? Let's say network, and this one and this one. So network 10.10.1.0, just like that. In the hit enter. Another network is 192.168.1.0. Okay, and hit enter. Network. We use network. We don't use IP addresses. Okay. network, right? These are network ID. These are network IDs, right? 10.10.10, 10.10.1.0, and 192.168.1.0. They are network ID. So I'll go to the other router and configure the same. So I'll go to this router here. Go to this router here, exit, and now router EIGRP, autonomous system number of 10. Okay, and now which networks? Network 10.10.1.0. another one is a neighbor of this one is hub. A new adjacency is formed. That's a very good news. And for the case of adjacency, we'll look at it in OSPF, right? So don't worry about adjacency, right? That's a good news here. Adjacency has been formed, right? Another network is 192.168.1.2.0, and you hit enter. And now you do right, okay? And now what do? We will test communication, because as you can see here, adjacency has been formed, right? Okay, right. So let's test again the way we did earlier. So I'll go to this computer again and test, ping the same computer that I pinged last, this one. It was 2.2. So arrow hub and hit enter. As you can see, guys, successful. EIGRP is configured successfully, right? So let me try on this side again to ping the PC on the left. Ping 192.168.1.2. Guys, successful. EIGRP has been configured successfully, guys, right? Okay, using the first way. Okay, and now let's check the startup configuration. Do show start. Can you see, guys? Router EIGRP, autonomous system number of 10. We have advertised two networks, this one and this one. Okay, that was the first way to configure EIGRP. Now the second way. I will write the code here so that you can do on your own, okay, because it's the same process. Okay, and suppose you have any doubt, kindly watch the previous class. It contains all the details. The second way to configure EIGRP is the same, but we include the concept of wildcard mask. Okay, so the first command is router EIGRP, autonomous system number of 10, and now network. I'll just copy this one. Sorry, I'll copy this one. Okay, copy. Copy and paste here. And now what we include in the second step is the concept of wildcard mask. For the case of this network, the wildcard mask is 0.0.0. Sorry, 0. How many zeros? .255. Okay, pretty much simple, guys. And for the case of this network, it has subnet mask of this one, /30 notation. Wildcard mask of /30 notation is equivalent to 0.0.0.3. Okay, kindly research about how to calculate wildcard mask. It's very important. So I'll copy the same information and paste here on the second router, and now we change here to 2. Okay, so this was the second way. The first way went successfully. This is first, this one is first, this one is second, and this one is second. Pretty much simple, guys. So you can do the same. Okay, you can create another topology or undo the changes that you made to this router. Okay, after including this information in this router and this on this router, you shall have achieved EIGRP configuration in this router and this router, and now this computer and this computer can be able to communicate, guys. So basically that will mark the end of today's class. Let's see you again in the next class. Bye, and remember to subscribe.